Aloha and good morning, everybody. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz, and I'm here for Livestream.travel and eTobo News. Today, we're continuing to celebrate the launch of World Tourism Network. And we now have 3 more events to go, and a very important event just is about to start. World Tourism Network started and emerged out of the rebuilding.travel discussion, and that started during the non-existing ITB in Berlin back in March. We currently have a little bit more than 1,000 members in 124 countries, and most of you are a member. We're live streaming this to an audience. Right now we had 85 registered, and but more important, it's live on eTobo News, on all our websites, social media, on World Tourism Network live stream. So we're expecting a large crowd to learn more about the future of peace through tourism. And that's really what we discussed today. And before we get started, I wanted to remind everybody who is not a member of WTN to just go to WTN.travel. You can sign up, and you can also look at the upcoming events. After this, there are 2 more. We're talking about Malaysia in about 12 hours. And about 24 hours from now, we're going to celebrate New Year's with tour guides from all over the world. And that would be a really exciting New Year's party. We're saying goodbye to quite a challenging 2020 with the hopes of a better 2021. Now, I wanted to give briefly the microphone to my partner with WTN, Peter Tarlow, who's joining us from Texas. And then he will introduce Fabio, who will take it from here. And of course, Louis D'Amour, he's the guest of honor and the one behind the IIPT. Good morning, Peter. You have to unmute yourself, please.
I muted myself so that the phone wouldn't ring, and then I forgot to unmute. Good morning from Texas, and let's hope that the leaving behind of 2020 and the start of 2021 will be the start of really great things. But today we're talking about peace and tourism. And tourism has been a force for peace, as many of you know, not just for 50 years or 100 years, but really since the very beginnings of tourism almost 5,000 years ago. And so it's an historical action that has allowed people to get to know each other, to interact across the Middle East, parts of Africa, and other parts of the world, where people getting to know each other have become friends and learned to become allies. Certainly I get to speak all over the world. I just learned about the earthquake in Croatia. I have many, many friends in Croatia. So when this session's over, I'll be calling Croatia to find out if they're okay. But that's really what peace and tourism is. The coming together of human beings, getting to know each other, caring about each other, helping each other, and making this world a more complete place. Well, I don't want to take up too much of Fabio's time, so I'm going to pass the microphone on to Fabio because he's really the person in charge. I'm just a little accoutrement trying to make you all happy and look good. So Happy New Year to everyone. Let's pray that 2021 is a lot better than 2020. Fabio, it's yours.
Peter, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jürgen. Thank you, Louis. Well, thank you, everyone, to be here tonight. Once again, tonight here from Coventry, UK. Thank you all over the world. Because it was an important gathering in the one we had a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And this is the second part talking about the future of tourism and peace. So it's one more important gathering. I think that I also would not take too much time to the speakers. Just one message. It's 2020. I was talking earlier with Lou. 2020 was really a remarkable year for all of us, and many challenges arise. Also for the concept itself of tourism and peace. I want to mention just one thing, the rise of number of not interstate but intrastate conflicts this will be a new frontier also for us to work with the tourism and peace. What is happening? What is what is called structural violence, not only between nations but also inside the nation. So we apparently we have a lot of work to do. This gathering will be inspiring for everyone, will show the path we have in front of us. So I don't want to take any time. I just will briefly introduce the speaker of today. Okay, so here we are. Today we will have an extremely interesting meeting and seminar with, as you see, we will have here the brief introduction to the current and future project in the context of tourism and peace, in particular in the context of the IIPT. And here we have Nikki, Lou, obviously, and from all over the world, these very respectable speakers. So I really don't want to take more time. We were supposed to have a welcome message from Taleb Rifai. Lou?
Yeah, Lou, please unmute yourself. You're still muted, Lou. There we go. No, you just, now you're muted again, but you just unmuted for a second. Now you're unmuted. There we go.
We are. I was trying to unmute, but it wouldn't let me unmute. Fabio, thank you for that introduction. Unfortunately, I think Taleb, along with a few others, got confused with the time, so he doesn't seem to be with us. Maybe, well, Thomas sent him a message, and maybe he'll join us as we go on. And when he does join us, Fabio, if you would ask him to please give his regards to us and his message of spirited messages for the year to come and all the projects that we have starting in January for 2021. Our first speaker, as you know, is Don King, and maybe you can introduce Don.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
okay, yeah. Great. Well, great to be with you, everyone, and to continue our forum from the last time. IIPT will be commemorating its 35th anniversary year with a Global Peace Parks project in support of the UN International Year of Peace and Trust. The project builds on the foundations of IIPT's Peace Parks Across Canada project, commemorating Canada's 125th birthday as a nation. 350 cities and towns from St. John's, Newfoundland, on the shores of the Atlantic, across 5 time zones to Victoria, British Columbia, dedicated a park to peace, each with a peace grove of 12 trees as a symbolic link to one another and a symbol of hope for the future. They were dedicated on October 8th, 1992, as a national peacekeeping monument was being unveiled in Ottawa. There were 3 launch sites for the project, including Waterton Glacier International Peace Park, the world's first international peace park. The Governor General of Canada dedicated 4 parks as he traveled across the country. The 4th park was in St. John's, Newfoundland, just a few days after the death of a Canadian peacekeeper in Bosnia. 5,000 peacekeepers passed in review as the monument was unveiled, and the 350 peace parks being dedicated across the country. Of the more than 25,000 projects commemorating Canada's 125th birthday, peace parks across Canada was said to be the most significant. IIPT has continued dedicating peace parks as a legacy of our global summits and conferences and at other significant events. They are located on every continent except Antarctica. Our 35th anniversary goal is to reach a total of 2,000 IIPT peace parks circling the earth in support of the International Year of Peace and Trust. Some notable peace parks include Bethany Beyond the Jordan, Baptismal Site of Christ, as a legacy of our Amman Summit 2000. Victoria Falls, as the featured event on opening day of the UN WTO 20th General Assembly. Here you see Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Zambia's first president, and Dr. Taleb Rifai, then Secretary General of the UN World Tourism Organization, planting the first of 6 olive trees brought from Bethany Beyond the Jordan by the mayor of Amman, Akel Biltaji. Second photo is Dr. Rifai with the Colombian Minister of Tourism dedicating a peace park on opening day of the 21st UNWTO General Assembly in Medellin, Colombia. And third photo is the ambassador of Sweden placing a wreath at a monument to UN Secretary General Dag Hammarskjöld in Dola, Zambia, where he went down on a plane crash on a peace mission to the Congo. This peace park was dedicated as a legacy of the IIPT Second African Conference. The Uganda Martyrs Shrine, Namugongo, Uganda, dedicated as a legacy of the IIPT Second African Conference. Budapest, capital of Romania, in partnership with Skoll International. And Mandeville, Jamaica, the first IIPT Peace Park and first peace town in the Caribbean. In Australia, the first peace park was located in Leura in the Blue Mountains of New South Wales, a World Heritage Site dedicated on the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. Taking part in the dedication, of course, is IIPT Australia President Gail Parsonage, and to her right is the Turkish ambassador to Australia, His Excellency Keskin Tepe. Pietermaritzburg in South Africa was dedicated as an IIPT town of peace. This is where in 1893, Mahatma Gandhi was thrown off a train, refusing to move from a first-class compartment, though he had a first-class ticket. The event marked the beginning of the nonviolent movement. Sun River National Park, dedicated as an IIPT National Peace Park following the UNWTO 23rd General Assembly. And Danzai-Wanda Village, dedicated as an IIPT International Peace Town in 2017. Danzai Village was designed and built specifically as a tourism town with the aim of reducing poverty in one of the poorest provinces of China. It was completed in early 2017, and by the end of 2020, had received 20 million visitors and lifted all of Danzai County out of poverty. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, is the capital of the state of Pennsylvania. It dedicated its 2-mile promenade along the Susquehanna River as an IIPT Peace Promenade. Ideally, IIPT Peace Parks will serve as a catalyst and gathering place for periodic community peace initiatives and ceremonies. Harrisburg, in this context, had an event along the promenade each month following its dedication. And this past August, Harrisburg dedicated its monument project in memory of the old 8th Ward, which was cleared in the early 1900s to make way for the state capitol building. Residents of the 8th Ward were mainly African Americans, including notable African American activists and immigrants. It also commemorated the 150th anniversary of the 15th Amendment, giving African American men the right to vote, and the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. Dedication of the Mandeville Peace Park gave birth to the Mandeville Peace Coalition. I will ask Diana McIntyre Pike to speak briefly to its achievements. Diana?
Okay. Okay, I had that in my presentation, but that's fine. We have managed to create an atmosphere of peace within the parish of Manchester, because we have many members who have joined us to have events at the Peace Park, because the community really welcomed it as a place where they could gather. And we have now training that is going to be taking place at the Peace Park in ecotourism and also organic farming and entrepreneurship. We have 18 at-risk communities, and all these communities have benefited from the Manchester Peace Coalition, and we're making our mark in Jamaica to create other peace parishes in the island. Thank you.
Yeah, and I might add that as a result of that dedication, the Mandeville Peace Coalition was formed, and it's working in 18 different communities of Jamaica, particularly with at-risk youth and giving them opportunities for positive activities. Finally, in the spirit of thinking globally, acting locally, I have been working to have a peace park dedicated in my hometown of Utica, New York, which I have returned to after being gone for 63 years.
Oh.
F.T. Proctor Park is a National Historic Site designed by the Olmsted brothers, who also designed New York's Central Park. 1/4 of Utica's population of 60,000 is made up of refugees from 30 countries, many of whom are refugees from wars, genocide, and other political violence, including Bosnians, Karens, Vietnamese, and Somalis. I am hopeful the Peace Park dedication will serve to celebrate and bring together members of Utica's immigrant community together with longtime residents. IIPT would welcome national and international partners in the Global Peace Parks project, as well as expressions of interest by cities, towns, and villages interested in dedicating an IIPT Peace Park. I close with our portrait of the global family, which all of you are familiar with, and my email, ljd@iipt.org. Please contact me if you would like to join with the Global Peace Parks Initiative or have any other comments. Thank you very much, and thank you, Fabio. Hello, Taleb, great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Always good to see you. Always good to see you.
Dr. Taleb Rifai, thank you very much, Dr. Taleb, to
Not at all.
join us.
I'm very happy to be with you. I'm sorry I was a bit late.
Absolutely,
It was a bit complicated.
No problem.
Technology failed me.
No problem. It's an honor to have you with us.
Thank you, Fabio.
And please, I will not take any time. I will not steal any time from your welcome and inspiring speech. Please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Fabio, Louis, I still recall the day when I first met you in Amman, Jordan. It was the year 2000. I was still at the time not Minister of Tourism, I was Minister of Information. My very good friend and colleague Akil Bertaji was there. You were there to celebrate peace with our Israeli friends, neighbors. And we were going together to Bethany beyond Jordan. Many things have happened since then, but the idea is still the same. Your dream is still the same. And Louis, I look up to you. I really do. You're a wonderful fellow. And you're an example of determination and never yielding. So Louis, salute to you first, definitely.
Thanks very much, Taleb. We're most honored that you are chairman of our International Advisory Board, and I look forward to our continued collaboration.
I wouldn't have been that without you, Louis. You know, I'm in there for you. I really mean that. Fabio, the concept of peace for tourism, through tourism, is a concept that never dies out. I'm a late learner in this because I have only joined this tourism family 20 years ago. It's half of my working career. Before that, I was not even remotely close to tourism, but I'm very much believing in tourism now. And I think tourism, having people meet together, is a very powerful tool to build peace and prosperity among the people of the world, without doubt. There is nothing stronger than people meeting each other and rubbing shoulders to break down stereotypes. As these stereotypes are the things that keep everybody away from everybody else. I'm happy, Louis. Sorry to embark on some political issues, but I'm happy to this episode in the United States is almost over with us and done. I hope that you and WTO will also move in that direction. I still am looking forward to see a new energy coming out of UNWTO now, just as I have seen it in the days when you were working together, Louis. I have so much to talk to you about, but I prefer to keep my comments to the end. Fabio, thank you so much for welcoming me. I'm part of your family, always be committed to you. Louis, thanks again. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Fabio.
Thank you very much, Taleb.
Thank you very much, Dr. Taleb Rifai. And yeah, indeed inspiring, even if really brief few minutes, but quite intense. Say something important. The dream goes on, and for sure we are here, keep working and going on this building on this dream that actually start with Lou, with people, inspiring people like you there, Dr. Taleb. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Remain with us anyway. Thank you. Now,
I'll always be with you. Always be with you, Fabio. I will always be with you, Fabio.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We move forward to give the floor to Don King, is the IPT board member, and he's currently, I think he's speaking from the US. He's currently in charge for an extremely interesting project, the Syrian Refugees Community Center, based in Jordan. So thank you very much, Don. The floor is yours.
All right, you can see the.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Hold on. All right, hold on, let me get back. All right, good. All right, let me see if I can run through this in my allotted time. Thank you, everyone. We have three major goals for this partnership in Azraq, Jordan. First is to provide humanitarian assistance for the Syrian refugees there. Two, to promote the Azraq Wetland Reserve as a tourism destination. And then third, as we do the first two, raise the international awareness of IIPT. And some historical context is important here. About 10 years ago, there was problems in Syria, complaints of nepotism, government corruption, and the Syrian residents had long complained about this, but what really sparked the war, if you can believe it, was a group of teenage boys spray painted some graffiti on a wall down in Syria near the Jordanian border. And as a result of that, the government of Syria reacted strongly and brutally to this rather insignificant event. And that led to a series of protests all over the country, which led to further reprisals by the government, which included dropping bombs in some neighborhoods where they suspected that anti-government forces were connected, and entire neighborhoods indiscriminately were destroyed, damaged, torn, and children were often the victims of this bombing. Entire neighborhoods were destroyed. And the children were stunned, confused at what was going on. And the hospitals were overwhelmed. Many of the children made it to hospitals and their injuries were healed, but some of them did not survive. So what does a family do when they cannot guarantee the safety of their children? For many of them, the best of bad alternatives was to flee the country. And they left Syria in several directions. They went to Lebanon, they went to Turkey, some even made the trip across the Aegean to Greece. But some came south, some came to Jordan, where many of them were housed in one of the refugee camps jointly administered by the United Nations and by the government of Jordan. Life in the refugee camps is constricting and meager, and it's often sad. For every family that lives in one of the refugee centers in Jordan, there are 6 to 8 families that live in very meager apartments, or in many cases, tents. Some of these live in tents near Azraq, Jordan, which is out in the eastern section of the country. And a community center was set up there by residents in Azraq to help provide education and other services for the children and the families there. The parents of these children were eager that these children receive an education, and they've been very grateful for the work that's been done. The classrooms there are crowded, but these kids are getting a basic education, unlike many of the Syrian kids in Jordan today. Just like last week, some volunteers delivered some clothing and other items to some of these refugees that live in tents outside Azraq. A few sweets and some warm clothes are not always in abundance in this area. So that's the first part of our effort there. The second part is to promote the Azraq Wetlands Preserve in Jordan as a viable destination for tourists. A marshland in the desert seems like an odd thing, but that's the occasion in Azraq. However, this marshland has been drained to the point that less than 20% of the water that was there originally currently fills the preserve. But the Royal Society for Conservation of Jordan is doing a valiant effort, making a valiant effort to try to replenish this water supply. They've converted an old British Army hospital into an eco lodge with very nice accommodations and excellent food. And in addition, there's a couple of other significant tourism sites there, Azraq Lodge, and also the Shamari Nature Reserve in the immediate area. So the way forward is this: as soon as feasible, with the cooperation of the government of Jordan, the Department of Tourism of Jordan, and the Royal Society for Conservation in Jordan, organize a tour to Jordan for an official ceremony designating the community center at Azraq as the Louis D'Amour International Institute for Peace through Tourism Community Center, with the intention of promoting awareness of the humanitarian opportunity here and bringing attention to it as a significant ecotourism site. From this vision tour, additional plans and objectives will be developed. Thank you for your attention to this, and I hope you'll join us in this effort.
Thank you very much, Don. It was important to to wait for you. It was well, a touching, somehow painful presentation, but finally also inspiring. Many of us are familiar, unfortunately, with this image and these images and these situations. But as I said before, talking with the Dr. Taleb Rifai, it's an honor and a privilege working exactly in the direction of raising awareness and do something in practice for people in struggle right now. I would like to leave the floor now to Maga Ramasamy, President of the IIPT Indian Ocean Island Chapter, for the project Sustainable and Responsible Travel and Tourism. Maga? Great. Hello, good evening.
Please unmute yourself.
No? Okay. Yeah, very good evening and good morning to others. Let me try to share my screen first. We'll see if it works. I think so. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me put it here. That's good. Yeah, lovely. Well, that's thank you for giving me this opportunity, mainly Lou, for doing this retrospect. Let's put it like this. Oh my God, what is it? Yeah. So a retrospect of mainly my 25 years I've been involved with the IIPT. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Okay. Can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Maga, 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. So I'll go. Okay. I have 5 minutes, you say? Okay. Well, okay. My involvement, I'll try to be very brief. In fact, my involvement was dated back in 1995, and when I visited Lou in Montreal, particularly when he was at his office at Rue de la Montagne in Montreal. And I must say that when I was there as in my capacity as the Secretary General of the World Airlines Club Association. And in fact, the objective of the IIPT go hand in hand with the purpose of WACA at that time, that is to promote the goodwill and better understanding among airline personnel and with airline clubs to create better fellowship within the public and ultimately to promote air transportation. So obviously, this has triggered a little bit our relationship between the two organizations, mainly WACA and IIPT. And in 1995, we invited Dr. Noel Brown, who was the then chairman of the advisory board, if I'm not mistaken, Lou. And he visited us at the World Airline Club Association in Jordan. That's a photo is in Jordan, where he delivered his speech, and he was talking about the global warming at that time in 1995. And after his visit, then we have Waka join the IIPT as a coalition partner. That was 1995, where we started to work together and collaborate, I would say unconditionally, towards a good cause of peace through travel and tourism. And soon after, I personally formed the IIPT chapter for the Indian Ocean Islands island states, which composed mainly of 6 island states, particularly Mauritius, Madagascar, Seychelles, Comoro, Mayotte, and Reunion Islands. So, and that one of the first job that we did, we produced a credo of the peaceful traveler in the form of a boarding cards, and we distributed to all the passengers so that when they travel with the credo of the peaceful traveler, together with the boarding cards. They put in the jacket. They can read, and then they can concentrate, and they can focus on the main aspect of the credo of a peaceful traveler. And we also give that whenever we attended any international events, the WTM, the ITB, we distributed it to all the participants. And we also try to include it in the goodie bags at international events as well. And the IIPT Indian Ocean Island Chapter collaborate with most of the local organizations and the international one as well. Mainly the international one, we have the Center of Excellence for Destinations, which in fact has been introduced to me by Lou, our good friend François de Bédard, whom we work together. And we also work very closely with Geoffrey Dipman with the Malta project, and also with all these local organizations based in Mauritius and the Indian Ocean. And we have responded in most of the activities, most of the invites, and most of the international events. I personally participated in the WTM. You can see the picture here is at WTM together with Thomas and Lou and myself. And then I still remember when we launched, Lou, if I'm not mistaken, the One Earth, One Family. That was the summit in Geneva. And then we have our all chapter president meeting in Johannesburg. These are the various activities that we participated. And the Indian Ocean Islands chapter, yes. The Indian Ocean chapter also organized an IIPT symposium in Mauritius. That's where we have the opportunity of welcoming Lou and Dr. Patrick Kalifunga. That's when we have the IIPT symposium on the occasion of the World Tourism Day, which have a theme at that time the Save Energy. So that was a good opportunity as well, and also to meet with some of the ministers and with some dignitaries, and also collaborating with the universities in Mauritius. And soon after, we went to South Africa, where myself, Lou, and Patrick, we visited the communities in South Africa. In other words, it was a little bit a preparatory meeting for the Johannesburg summit, which followed some 2 years after. And in Mauritius as well, we have the first City of Peace plaque, which was inaugurated. The SCAR, which is a collaboration with SCAR in Mauritius, and you can see the picture in the middle. We have Estelle at the garden in the city of Port Louis, where we have the credo of the peaceful traveler printed on. And that is a place where we invited all tourists whenever they come, they go and visit and have the cognizance of the credo of the peaceful traveler. And in 2016, we launched the Responsible Sustainable Tourism Network particularly within the region, but most particularly in Mauritius. This one coincided with the arrival, with a visit of Cassandra de Pecol, one of the ambassador for peace, the lady who traveled the 196 sovereign nations, and which in fact she formed part of the Guinness Book of Record actually. That's when Cassandra visited Mauritius, and then we gave together an interview at the TV. And well, the peace through tourism. What is next? The tourism, including travel, and I'm sure that Geoffrey will be very happy when I use the word travelism. It's the combination of travel and tourism, which is the largest industry. And I must say that the tourism provides, as I said, an effective tool for promoting peace, which in turn leads to cross-cultural interaction, resulting in tolerance, national integration, compassion, goodwill, education standards, justice, mutual respect, and understanding. The relationship between peace and tourism is very interesting because they are complementary and to each other. Tourism can be the essential force for peace, like one of the speakers said, and alternatively, tourism needs peace for its expansion and prosperity. But I must say that we have seen that we are very vulnerable. It is a vulnerable industry, mainly with this COVID, the unprecedented economic impacts. These are the information that I've taken from the source of the WTO. But one of the most the last bullet point, in the small islands state developments, tourism has accounted for as much as 80% of export and also represents important shares of the national economies. One among, I must say, the Indian Ocean island states definitely are suffering with this COVID. But obviously, we have to take it as a challenge and as an opportunity to bounce back. The peace to tourism, what is next again? It's a wake-up call to what has happened with this COVID-19. The crisis is an opportunity to rethink how tourism interacts with our societies, our economic sectors, our nature resources, and our ecosystems, to measure and manage it better, to ensure a fair distribution of its benefits, and to advance the transition towards a carbon neutral and resilient tourism economy. This has been a bit our basic of our driver, I would say, for the sustainable and responsible tourism. The sustainable tourism, I state, is a sense of urgency. It's a sense of urgency to focus on sustainability and tourism industry, which we, in other words, we have to, which make a positive impact on tourism and society, environment, and economy, which is the triple bottom line. This type of tourism is not only focused on generating income, but also, unlike the mass for tourism. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to mention is that we can say that sustainability is a goal which can only be achieved by people taking the responsibility together to achieve it. Responsible tourism is about taking responsibility. That's a key word, responsibility, for making tourism sustainable and about people to be addressed and people to address the many challenges we face. These are some of the definitions that I try to link the responsible and sustainable tourism, sustainable travelism, I would say. And it's good to mention that the sustainable tourism focus, whereas the responsible travel is mostly on the short-term actions. And this is the Venn diagram where we can see how we can reach with the sustainable tourism. It's something which is not new for many of you, which I'm going to skip that. It's that's one of the most important things, is that the IIPT Indian Ocean Island Chapter, our aim is to align the effort of moving ahead with the various responsible and sustainable tourism and travel partners in the region in addressing the main priorities. To sustain their livelihoods dependent on the industry in general, and 30, and also enhancing the concept of be a responsible traveler. And yeah, I
Maga,
just want
I have an awful. I have an
I'll just
awful
go through three long slides.
Okay.
I think we lost Maga.
Well, that's has been the 3 points.
Okay, there
That's
it is.
the protect the biodiversity. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Shall I carry on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay, we can hear you. We can hear you, Mag.
Yeah, that's in fact my first point was the child protection from all sort of exploitation in travel and tourism, mainly in the region, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what we are doing, in fact, conduct awareness program, training of personnel in travel and tourism, and we also have another project, the zero cabin waste management. That is less food waste on board for the aircraft, less plastic usage, collaborating with the University of Kassel, conducting survey. You won't realize that you have nearly nearly 1.4 kilogram of waste passenger per flight that we use, in fact, when we travel. And you can imagine only in 2017 there was more than 6 million tons of waste which has been used by aircraft.
Maga, excuse me, I'm going to have to help Fabio. We need to bring your presentation to a close.
Yeah, that's my last point, is they protect the biodiversity, planting of trees. That's to go in line with your Peace Park, Lou. Protection of the wetland, like one of our friends just mentioned, the Ramsar site. And then protecting the wildlife, mainly the species on the island, which in fact has happened with the Wakashu oil spilling. That's the end of my presentation. I'm sure that this photo will please Taleb Rifai when he was the Minister of Tourism when we met in Jordan. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maga. Thanks a lot, Lou, also for the support. Just for just to say, it's very interesting, but because we are so many, this is the reason why we really need to be as short as possible. Now, thank you very much. Great effort and great achievements and great project for the future, Maga. Thank you very much. Let me introduce you now. Thank you. Let me introduce you now. I'm very happy to introduce Ms. Mmatsatsi because she's president of the newly formed IIPT Southern Africa Chapter. So she's starting a very inspiring and exciting journey with all of us. I will not take any more time. The floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Fabio. Let me say good evening from Pretoria. It's 9 o'clock here in Pretoria. And to good morning to those who are just waking up in the morning and those who are having early evening. And let me say up front, Happy New Year to everybody. Let the celebrations observe social distancing because we're in the middle of a pandemic that's crossing the entire world. So I'm mindful of the time and limitation that we have, but let me also greet Louis, let me greet Dr. Rifai and the colleagues from FAR and then some of them who are here in South Africa and Southern Africa as well. As you correctly have indicated, Fabio, we are one of the new kids in the blocks because I'm not aware of the other new chapters that are coming up. Ours is IIPT Southern Africa. And so our objective, really just at a broad level, is to be able to reach out to our colleagues in the Southern African countries, the likes of Namibia and Botswana, to be able to join forces and us building what we think could be a very important introduction into the family of the IIPT International. and to expand the great work that this organization has been doing over the years. As he correctly stated, I'm the president of the chapter, and we are right at the beginning. We don't have much to show, except to tell you about what we have done so far and the work that is lying ahead for us. And so I have not prepared a PowerPoint presentation. I just have it so that people can see what I'm reading, for them to be able to read along. Is it visible now?
Yes, we can see it. Go ahead. Yeah, please proceed. We can see it well.
Of the Cape, and then you'll be offered a package that has Etosha, which is not in South Africa, which is in Namibia. You will have other attractions like the Okavango Delta included, which is in Botswana, and then you'll have the beautiful island of Mozambique, the northern part of Mozambique, and of course Zimbabwe, the Victoria Falls, and Zambia. Now, these are all being sold together, and so to you as a tourist, you will not worry whether you are crossing any political boundaries, as long as you have these experiences that enriches your own life as a tourist. And so for us on the ground, what then becomes our focus as a chapter is that we want to reunite from a tourism marketing and promotion point of view. We want to reunite our region, that we can create stability on the ground, because we know that tourism only thrives where there's peace. And this is the main objective, and why then it becomes very critical now is because we used to have an organization called the Regional Tourism, for those of you who know, Yagan will know about it, it's called Retosa. Now Retosa collapsed some 2 or 3 years ago. And with its collapse, you are finding a lot of countries in Southern Africa all begin to outcompete each other in the international marketing space. And for us, we know that it is not very good because we are sold as one, we are very much dependent on each other. But there is also the issue of how do we begin, because we are sold this way, and the tourists who have been traveling our region know us in that manner. How do we begin beyond the benefits of peace for making it easier for people to visit us, is how do we begin to deal with some issues that promotes tourism, the issues of standard, the issues of service, and Louis was talking about the peace parks. Peace parks are very, very strong in our region. And we want to we want to support the work that the peace parks have done with the WWF, to be able to bring their other aspects that are very necessary for tourism to thrive in that regard. And that's really our major mission as a chapter. So what are our objectives? Because I know we are mindful of time. As I mentioned, we want to promote peace using the powerful multiplier effect of tourism amongst the nations of Southern Africa. We want to show the value of tourism, the benefits of tourism, especially to communities, especially when you look at the work of the peace parks. One of the things that need to come in is how we begin to show communities that live adjacent to these parks, how they begin to reap the benefits of having these parks declared peace parks. Because so far, you are finding the community that lives around these areas, they're poor. And so they don't appreciate, when you talk about tourists to them and you talk about the preservation of wildlife, they don't appreciate it because they are seeing wealthy people coming into these spaces and they don't see any benefit coming through to them. And so this is one of the objectives we want to promote. To foster the sharing of knowledge and skills to advance the work of IIPT objective and for peaceful coexistence. We also want to promote sustainable product development through the promotion of local culture, to preserve the heritage and to foster great cooperation amongst our people. And also promote the green economy and the preservation of our national heritage and environment, which we are very richly blessed as a region. And then to be the champions of peace, poverty reduction, and healing the divide resulting from the conflict of yesteryears, but also into the foreseeable future. We are dealing with the after effect of the pandemic. We have not begun to feel it, but I know that here in South Africa already, our industry, a lot of business have collapsed. So we now have, as a chapter, are going to be collaborating with other stakeholders to see how do we begin the recovery, how do we do the healing, how do we bring back our industry from the collapse that it's suffering at the moment. So without wasting much time, because we are really new in this space, what then becomes our focus for 2021? This is following objective we're going to focus on is to really to launch our chapter. We haven't launched it. We decided that we want to do some groundwork, mostly on a corporate level, that we have a website in place, that we have, adapted to the formats and the protocols of IIPT International, so that we are within. And so we want to launch our chapter at the World Travel Market Africa, which is coming up in April in Cape Town. Knowing that our infection rate is rising here in South Africa, we have a plan B, that if in case the live launch in Cape Town doesn't take place, we're also going to go on a virtual launch so that we don't miss this opportunity that we missed in 2020. Ahead of the launch, our work is really about mobilizing within South Africa and in the region for members to drive a membership growth, and so that it can also enrich our program as well. I've mentioned about the corporatization of our chapter, and we also want to a major issue, two major to-do lists for us is that we want to do a fundraising, a drive, but we want to use it. We want to use an event platform to promote peace. To run, we literally just want to bring the message of peace to our people, so that it becomes live. It's a conversation that people can have, and we can drive it through seminars and different webinars within our region, so that the message of peace, across our communities it's spoken widely, and then we can begin to filter in other spaces. So that is the work that we are going to focus on as a chapter. And I just want to say, Fabio, before I step down, my colleague, who is also a founding member of our chapter down here, is Bani. She's on, Bani Bula, she's also on this platform at the moment. I also just want to say, I did not stumble into the idea with my colleagues to be able to start this chapter in Southern Africa. I'm a recipient of the award of the International Peace Through Tourism, and I just want to show it to everybody. I received this in 2017 at ITB Berlin, and it's called Celebrating Hair. It was absolutely wonderful to be able to the work that one does in your own environment, that it gets acknowledged by colleagues in the international community. I've done my work with the WTTC, worked closely with the UNW2 under the leadership of Dr. Rifai. And it was really, credit must go to Ajay. When he came to attend the Africa Travel Association conference, was in 2019, this is really where the whole drive to start our chapter came on board. And so we will be looking to you, Fabio, we'll be looking to everybody, Louis, to be able to guide us as we build this chapter, because there was a debate as to whether we do IIPT South Africa or we do IIPT Southern Africa. But because we understand how our region is sold, from a tourism point of view and how it's presented, how it's promoted, we believe that we need to have a broader focus into our region. There are some countries that are much stronger, that are able to stand on their 2 feet to be able to really have their own chapter. The lack of South Africa can do that. But you've got smaller countries in our region like Lesotho, like Swaziland, that may not be able to stand on their 2 feet. So our objective is to be able to reach out to these countries, to be able to see how we can come together and promote common issues that really is all about peace, because it is on the bedrock of peace that tourism can thrive. And so with that, I really want to thank everybody to give us this opportunity. It's lovely to meet the family of IIPT globally. We pray and that you'll support us, and that we will grow this venture going forward. Ajay, I recognize you at the back. Thank you so much for driving us, and Atuna, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mmatsatsi. Well, we all are connected to Mother Africa, so we are, congratulations, good luck for the future project. And I talk for me, but I think that I talk on behalf of everyone. Count on us for any kind of support. We will be more than glad, because we know Africa is a fascinating, beauty and complex country. And continent, and my background is in archaeology, and it's fascinating the richness of this country in terms of cultural heritage, and so good luck for everything. And once again, we will be there for you and to support you. Now, quite fast, I need to change the plan here. Was supposed to have Andreas now, but before technical issues, I would leave the floor to Ajay Prakash, IIPT Executive Vice President and President of IIPT India. He's going to introduce his community farm project. Well, he has some, Andreas, sorry, but he could have some technical issues, so he's with us now. I prefer to let him talk, okay? So Ajay, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck with the connection. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Fabio. I hope the connection will hold, unlike the last time. At the outset, I would like to welcome MaChachee, Bani Bula, and the Southern Africa IIPT chapter, which is our newest chapter. And I have great hopes that the IIPT Southern Africa chapter is going to become one of our most vibrant chapters. But coming back to the way forward, we've all been through. I must apologize that I do not have a presentation. I am at this little farm which has sporadic connectivity, and therefore I haven't been able to do what I ought to have done. However, what I'd like to say is that we've lived through an incredibly trying year, and we do not know where the end of this is going to be. But the fact is that we need to be able to still focus on what tourism can do whenever it revives. So in our own small way, what we've done is the little project that I want to talk to you about. I have been living on this farm of mine for the last 20 days. And then I was in Mumbai for 10 days, and I was here for another 20. And be around. We have 70 acres. We have a river, a perennial river that runs past this land.
No. So unfortunately, was not possible for him to. Ajay is talking to us from countryside place in India, so the connection is quite poor, and this is why he's having some problem. Unfortunately, it happened also in the first part of this gathering, and it's quite a pity because it's a quite important figure for the IIPT, right, Lou?
Fabio, sorry, my connection keeps dropping.
Yeah, I was explaining.
But anyway, I mean,
go ahead.
The idea is to get these people together to try and form a community that looks at collective farming, that looks at collective use of land, and therefore looks at how we can get people to come in and enjoy what we're creating. So forestry, community farming, and tourism. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We can't do too much given the whole circumstances, but in a local way, if you can get people to focus on what each of us can do in our small ways, is what we're trying to do. We're also trying to do a sensitive, Kiran Yadav, who's the Vice President of IIPT India, has been working for the last 3 months with the local administration of this region. What we're trying to do is do a human resources gradation program for the officials of the administration, and at the same time, getting the students from his management institute to come in and do a rural sensitization program. These are urban kids. They have no idea, what villages are like. So we've prepared a whole questionnaire which says, okay, go into the village, check out who's the head man or the sarpanch, as he's called over here, how many families are here, what is their economic status, how many widows are there over here, for example. That's an issue because widows face a certain amount of social ostracization. So in a small way, if you can focus on what's around you and try to make a difference, that's what we're trying to do. And hopefully this can translate into something bigger. Before my connection dies out again, that's all I'd like to say, that IIPT India, we've done a lot of things, a lot of small things. MaChachee, who is there right now, was one of our award winners at the celebrating her awards. So we've done that. We've done the Diplomats for Peace. We've done the Ambassadors for Peace, where Dr. Taleb Rifai, who I love and admire, was recognized as the global man of peace. In our own small way, we're trying to take this forward. And I'd just like to say thank you to Lou for having shown the way. Brother Tim, I see you and I salute you for who you are. And man, I have not much more to say right now. So Fabio, it's all yours again.
Ajay, thank you very much. And Lou, I don't know if you want to say something, because I know that there is this important connection of Ajay with the IPT. So probably you want to make yourself the remarks on his speech.
Thank you, Fabio. Ajay, thanks very much. We did get your message. It was very clear, even though the connection wasn't that great. Thank you for all that you've been doing, all that you've done in India itself, and at ITB. We're very successful awards to women who have shown promise and have shown the way for women leadership. And also the recent events at World Travel Market, particularly honoring Dr. Taleb Rifai as a global man of peace, which he certainly is. We miss him and his leadership at UNWTO, but we're glad to have him with us, leading the way with Peace Through Tourism as chairman of our International Advisory Board. Fabio, thank you for your excellent moderating so far, and continue to look forward to the rest of the program.
Thank you there. Thank you. So now, yes, it's the moment to introduce Andreas, Larentzakis, IPT PeaceTravellers platform. So I will not steal any time to him. The floor is yours, Andreas. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and I'm pleased to be included in this panel. I'm just wondering if you're seeing my screen.
We don't even see your camera. Your camera is off too.
Its camera is not working, but the screen should be working, Jürgen.
We don't see. We see only a black screen, Andreas, unfortunately.
Okay, try it again now.
I will. Just a second, please.
I don't think it's worked. No.
I'm sharing my screen now again. Okay, I think it's gonna work now, Jürgen. Just give me 1 second, please.
Okay. I don't see your camera item on, and I think that is necessary to share the screen. I only see your microphone.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm so sorry. I thought I could share my screen, but my camera is not working, unfortunately.
Okay, so
okay, here it is, I believe.
Okay, there we go. I see some, we see it. Yes, perfect.
Okay. I'm sorry you all seem to be having certain difficulties today, but I'm pleased to find myself among colleagues and friends. I'd like to present to you with an idea which will hopefully take the message of peace through tourism to the travelers. I was involved with IIPT back in 1998. I'd like you to take 1 minute to reflect on these words. They come from my second country, Australia, and they're also featured in The Way of a Peaceful Traveler, a book written by Birgit Trauer, and they're an inspiration for me. An inspiration as much as an inspiration has been IIPT. I've been in the travel industry for most of my life, and from 1983 to 2001, I've been a business person and a tour operator in Australia, Compass Holidays. And from 2002 to 2020, I've been with a USA company called Tours Vacations. A turning point in my life was IIPT. I joined the Glasgow conference where I first met Lou, and I saw the world of tourism from a different perspective. After that, I followed Lou to the wonderful Amman conference, and also in Geneva, we had another global conference. Usually being behind the scenes with the logistics part of setting up a global conference. I've been reflecting since the last time we had connected on 2 items, as you put it forward. How do we reach and invite every traveler to become an ambassador of peace? And secondly, how we build on the legacy that IIPT has built around the world. It's a short mention here of, as all you know, what IIPT has done over the 35 years of its existence. And there is nothing we need to change. We just need to expand the message. We all have been inspired by the creed of the peaceful traveler, and also by the concept of peace, which we really found ourselves surprised to see the book coming from Dr. Birgit Trauer, The Way of the Peaceful Traveler, a book that I bought straight away and I've read, and it is really inviting us. It's a good manual to reflect on our life journey and how, as we travel in different countries, how we apply these basic principles. So to me, this is a first step, or one of many, I suppose, that I'm not aware of reaching the traveler, the consumer. My idea here is very simple. It comes from the business world, because this is where I come from. And my suggestion, proposal is to build a platform where travelers will come to book their travel arrangements, their hotels, their visits, whatever else they need to, through businesses that will display their products on that platform. This platform name is peacefultravel.com. It is not a new concept. As a matter of fact, the similar concept has been successfully applied through the known booking engines like booking.com, Airbnb, etc. These companies are not operating their own tours, which is really labor intensive and needs a lot of money and lots of development. What they've been successful on is bringing the consumers to directly interact with the businesses. Can we do that? Can we do this while at the same time we have the message of peaceful tourism spreading through the industry and through the consumers? I admit it is an ambitious project, but nothing will surprise me looking at the legacy of IIPT over 35 years. It may be a step forward as we move into the new year and beyond. What is a peaceful traveler? I believe we all know here, just have listed a few items that I believe that we all share. Deeply down, almost everybody wants to be a peaceful traveler. Maybe they don't know it, but every time I've sat down and talked with everybody, mentioned the concept of peaceful tourism, they stopped and all agreed that yes, it is indeed, the travel promotes peace. On the other hand, what is the good practices? I want to believe that every single business person, especially in the travel industry, intends to do the best they can to not only provide their own businesses, but to connect us all. So again, almost everybody is potentially a member of this platform. So the member, I'm also thinking about how can we do it? What is it required? How can we sustain eventually and financially this kind of project? My idea is a simple formula. Travelers can become members of this platform at a very small fee. On the other hand, the providers and suppliers can do the same and potentially could have some sponsors. We cannot be engaging in financial transactions, accounting, and things like that, because this is not our objective. This is not our vision. Our vision is to use this and promote peace through tourism. There's a lot more discussion for sure, and I know my 5 minutes are almost coming up, so I will not keep going any more details, but I'm hoping that you will be able to contact me and we'll all together and create a focus group. And this is a list of the expertise that we'll require. Again, I will be very happy to share this presentation with anybody who wants to look at it again, because in 5 minutes, there's so much we can say and we can advise. Here, I'll leave you a couple of minutes if you want to take a note for expression of interest, either with a direct involvement. Your suggestions and ideas are welcome. And of course, networking. We all really have come that far by word of mouth originally, and now with this social media. I would like to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to present this idea, and also wish a happy new year, healthy and joyful to all of you and your families. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Andreas. It was quite interesting and inspiring, in particular for the fact that it looks like extremely practical as a contribution to tourism and peace. This kind of platform, very related to the industry in particular, and all that is around the tourism industry. Thank you very much. I'm going to introduce you now Nikki Rose. Is going to introduce her project, Peace with Food. Nikki.
Greetings.
Hello, Nikki.
Yes. Hi. Greetings
Hello.
from Crete.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi,
Good evening. Hi, Lou. How are you?
Good.
Well, thanks, everybody, for your amazing presentations. I've got just a short video for you to look at that explains a lot about our 22 years of work here in Crete. Briefly, I have a school without walls. I've been building it for 22 years, and I built it to support the local friends of mine who are working very hard on cultural and culinary heritage protection. So let me try to set up the video and let's hope it works. Just a minute.
We're sitting right now in the middle of a cluster of middle Minoan farmhouses. Behind us is an olive tree that's at least 2,000 years old. And so what I found compelling about this landscape, and the reason for us to continue work in this area, is to try to understand why people for thousands of years were drawn to this environment.
Στην αρχαϊκή εποχή τα Ζωριά και προχωρούμε, ήταν μία αλυσίδα. Έτσι λοιπόν ο παππούς μου, ο πατέρας μου, οι παππούδες μου, οι άνθρωποι παλιοί σεμπότανε τη γη γιατί τους έτρεφε.
Crete has been a main agricultural production area for centuries, for millennia. And it had delivered this thing that we call the Mediterranean or Cretan diet. However, mostly the last 3 or 4 decades, there has been a paradigm shift of the model of food production on the island.
Όταν ταΐζουμε τα παιδιά μας, να τους δίνουμε ένα κομμάτι φαγητό και να τους λέμε καλή όρεξη, να μην τους λέμε καλή τύχη.
Greetings, I'm Nikki Rose. I'm a Greek-American writer, teacher, and professional chef living here in Crete for 22 years. I have a school without walls called Crete's Culinary Sanctuaries. Our teachers are organic farmers, chefs, botanists, archaeologists, and many others working hard to protect their heritage. We've hosted over 3,000 students thus far, doctors, nutritionists, journalists, and many others who have come to Crete to learn about our culture and our cuisine, including the Mediterranean diet, of course. We've won awards for our work. We're featured in National Geographic. I've spoken about our work around the world, and the conservation is our best recipe. That's the message. So today we have an opportunity to share this information with the global community via our documentary Heritage Protectors.
Θέλει αγάπη και θέλει να είσαι εδώ.
Did you see it?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm glad it worked. All these
It's been
technical problems.
very good. It's been very good.
Lovely.
Thank you.
It was
Great.
Great, Nikki.
So there's so much more information after 22 years. I won't get into it, but you can look at my website for any information or give me a email, info@cookingincrete.com. When we talk about all the issues that everyone else has covered, I think we can all become, we all are here in this group, heritage protectors, but we can inspire other people to be heritage protectors, regardless of whether they travel or just walk down the street to a restaurant or monument or Peace Park. So that's all I have to say, unless you have any questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nikki. I'm in the end, I'm going to show a slide with the contact, at least the email of all the speakers, so they can contact you eventually. Okay, everyone
Sure.
is okay. Everyone is interested about it. The next, it was quite.
Sorry, Fabio.
Yes, yes.
Can we get a copy of that video? That's an interesting video. I think we can get copies of it from Nikki.
Yes, of course.
And Nikki, may I suggest for all of you, WTM is now an interest group also. I mean, Peace to Tourism is an interest group for WTN, and we can easily add all the videos, all the contact information and profiles to this page. So if you send it to me, I'd be happy to do that. And,
sure.
so
I can also
together.
Sure. I have it on Vimeo too, so I can send you whatever you need.
Vimeo is perfect. That's the format we're using. Perfect.
Okay, perfect, Jorgen. Thank you so much. Okay, take good care, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Once again, Nikki. We already have some question here. I have the chat open in front of me, and we have actually some questions that I would leave for the discussion afterwards. Right now, let me introduce you Diana McIntyre Pike, another important figure for the IPT in general and president of the IPT Caribbean. She will introduce the project on community tourism. Diana, thank you very much.
Thank you. Are you going to do it, or you want me to present it?
No, you can do it by yourself.
All right, okay, just checking. Everybody see that?
Not yet.
Oh.
There we go. Yes.
Right now.
You see it now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Before I get into my presentation, I'd like to thank Dr. Lou Damore for his support for community tourism for the past 26 years. Proud of the fact that he took us to Montreal to his conference and presented community tourism, and it made an impact. And that after that, he formed the IIPT International Community Tourism Network, which he asked me to be the coordinator of. And the first chapter of the IIPT was a Caribbean chapter. I think you should know that. That's 26 years. And the first Peace Park and Peace Town in the Caribbean is where I'm based, in Mandeville, Jamaica, in the mountains, 600 meters above sea level. So we have a lot going with the IIPT, and we're very proud to be a partner, and do also help to change the mindset of people in relation to not being so aggressive and not trying to create problems, but trying to solve problems in a peaceful way. He has helped me a lot too, when I asked for advice how to deal with some of the politicians that we have, and he has taught me how to deal with it. So I'd like to thank you, Lou, for that. Thank you. Now we have this that Lou created for us, community tourism. We have our own symbol here. So I put it big here so you can see it. And we're in the business of transforming local communities through the Villages as Businesses program, sustaining and enhancing Caribbean communities through peace, entrepreneurship, in association with the IIPT Caribbean and the UWI, that's the University of West Indies, open campus, and making connections work, UK, Diaspora Connect. I'm proud to tell you that the Jamaican and Caribbean diaspora have come on board with us now. And in 21, we're going to be doing a number of things, which you'll see in the presentation. So I'm going to go on now. I'm not going to be reading everything. I'm just trying to, hopefully it will move. Oh, yeah, what happened here? Yeah, we have a very dynamic consultant team. and they all are voluntary at the moment unless we get a project. And what I feel very excited about is that we're making the Caribbean become one in relation to community tourism. So the transformation of the communities, this logo was established by the Jamaican diaspora partner to create a 21st century lifelong skills legacy for inclusive, peaceful, caring and enterprising clusters within neighborhoods for youth development, community economic well-being, and digital innovation and civic participation. We also have, and I know this is close to Lou's heart, the One Love Peace Ambassador Pledge that was created by Sharon Parish Chambers, and it was publicly presented at Peace Day ceremony in Mandeville, and it has been a winner. And most recently to Lou, when he came to our IIPT International Community Tourism Conference, which we hosted at UWI Mona campus in Kingston. And persons who want to become peace ambassadors, and we've had many asking to be peace ambassadors because they want to fly the flag of peace. But I think the best compliment, Lou, you should know, is that some of our communities want us to erect a One Love Peace symbol in the community so that they can always look at it, the One Love call to action. This is what they get when they become a peace ambassador, and that's Lou when he was getting the peace ambassador certificate. And we're telling people that you are now a One Love ambassador and go and be the peace, be the love you want to see in the world. And it has been a winner. There's no two ways about it. And then the community tourism, we started that in 1978, that's 42 years ago. And I'm very proud to say it was started and pioneered at our small hotel, which I have sold since. Thank you again, IIPT, for branding Jamaica the home of community tourism. And that has been a great marketing tool for us, sell people to come and visit us. Now it has to be done virtually. And community tourism is community development. At the first IIPT Caribbean conference held in Montego Bay in 2003, it was agreed that community tourism is community development through tourism. This is a very important statement because right now we're having misunderstandings, even in our own country here, of what community tourism is. We're not developing communities for tourism. We're saying we're developing communities for themselves, community development, entrepreneurship, but tourism can help to enhance them, and people are interested in visiting their communities and see what they're getting up to. So we decided to brand villages as businesses, country style, because people were not understanding what community tourism was. So here it is now. And it's to empower and develop communities on a sustainable basis by helping them realize their natural culture, talents, passions, and potential, and dynamically packaging, marketing, and exposing each individual community to the world as a unique destination. And the mission, as it's straight there, is that it's to support the development of community tourism in Jamaica and internationally. Because of peace, poverty alleviation, and sustainable development, and to offer local and foreign visitors, note local and foreign visitors, diverse community lifestyle experiences. Now, since COVID, you want to see how many locals are going in the hotels? A whole heap. They can't leave the island, or they don't want to leave the island, so they're now filling up the hotels. You know, even Kingston, the hotel is full. Hotels are full for the weekend. But that's what should be happening all the time. And how we work together is that we encourage communities to see visitor interest and expenditure as a catalyst for growing the broader economic activity. And we want people to come, and we have a pick-up project while on vacation and adopt a village while on vacation. For pick-up project, we had 9 groups over the years. And now we want to do more with the adopt a village. So we have a business plan development for each village, and that will give people the information that they want. And then we can list the projects on our website. The community lifestyle experience has been established now. It's a winner. And the large hotels and the Airbnb and everybody likes it because they can now market that along with the accommodation. We're not in any competition with that. And we'd like to thank Risa Sultani for the IPT's communications IT person for having created visitcommunities.com website for us, because that has given us business. People like seeing what is going on. It's economic gains from tours in villages. We have tours that are really promoting the lifestyle. They go to schools, they go to the church, and each stop gets money from the tour. TUI has been doing that with us for 3 years, and they loved it. The guests enjoyed it so much that they kept coming back. And they wanted to invite other people. Now, the formation of the Manchester Peace Coalition was in 2013 with the IIPT, and the Manchester Peace Coalition was created as a result of the visit of the founder president of IIPT, Dr. Ludo Moore, when he participated in the IIPT Caribbean Community Tourism Conference and Study Tour. And then the then Parish Council registered Mandeville as the first IIPT Peace Town and the first IIPT Peace Park at Books Park, Mandeville. And since then, the chairman of the Manchester Peace Coalition, Dr. Clifton Reid, formed a working committee to develop the way forward, which included a detailed research by Dr. Horace Gale, who is a top lecturer at the University of West Indies, who identified 18 at-risk communities in our parish, which paved the way forward for focusing on empowering these communities in a holistic development through education and training, sports and recreation, and economic projects. And I'd like to say that we are very proud of this organization. I am representing the IIPT on this executive group, and we are moving forward in a very positive way, and we are taking our message across the island as well. And here we have Lou. He was with us when we planted the 12 trees. So I planted one of the trees with him. See, you have not aged, Lou. You look same, young, still young, eh? Must have been the Mandeville breeze that make you look good. And then I'm proud to also say that we're the first peace park that has a symbol of IIPT. See, we have it there. No other Caribbean island has it, but we have peace parks in other Caribbean islands. I'm just to show you that we do have 18 villages and 1 town. Jamaica has 13, and Dominica has 4, and Tortola has 2. So we're moving ahead here. The Peace Villages program. And just to acquaint those who have never seen this, that we are promoting a cultural diversity as a driver for economic growth. And we're helping people to recognize their assets, and they can provide a visitor experience, and they receive training, organize themselves, and participate in a marketing network. And that's going over very well. And then, you know, we have, these are the images here for school and churches. This is in Trinidad. We're training all over the Caribbean, Barbados, visitors dancing with the school children here, in the basic school here. I mean, these are the things that don't normally happen in tourism. And this is something that they love because it gives them a real insight into the lifestyle. And the music and dance, this is in one of our communities here in Jamaica, in the mountains. And see, and this is in the mountain resource village. And then we have food and cuisine. The guests, they want to get involved, visitors want to get involved with preparing the bami, which is this bami here on the right. It's a very popular dish in Jamaica, but they now get a chance to eat. Now, the good news is that this young lady here, she was asked by a project that they want to develop in Dominica to go there and set up the bami business in Dominica. So here we have a community entrepreneur going to another island to set up a business there. And she spent 3 months and came back. I think it's wonderful to see that happening. And of course, the heritage, different things that happen around. Local business services, hairdressing salon. See, these are visitors there on the right here, enjoying talking to the person who owns the beauty salon. They want to know how she started and what are her challenges, etc. That's all part of the tour that we do. So the benefits of the Villages and Business program, it's sustained community development support, direct visitor support. Many of the visitors have created a relationship, so they want to help them ongoing. Like Sanders brought in 600 guests over 2 days, the all-inclusive, and 600 people got exposed to the lifestyle. Maybe you want me to end, right? Went on too long. Establish a steering committee.
Well, Diana, I'm sorry, it's extremely interesting, but yes, we are a bit short.
Okay, I'm going to finish. Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute. All right. This is a scroll through quickly. Okay, we have different projects in the Caribbean, so this is in Trinidad. But anybody who wants it, they can get it. I just wanted to get to the end here. Okay, I'm going to end with this. The way forward is an official launch of community economic tourism. We're calling it Community Economic Tourism. On January the 25th, we'll send you the link, led by our Jamaican diaspora partner, Rudy Page, CEO Making Connections Work. And community economic tourism webinars with Diana will be on air, where people will pay for this. We will tell you about that too. Appointment of the Caribbean diaspora as the lead investment and marketing partners for community economic tourism with country-style villages, businesses, and the Caribbean. And community economic tourism study tours with the UWI Open Campus, and organic farming and entrepreneurship training with the Manchester Peace Coalition will be conducted. So at that, I will end and just say anybody who wants to be in touch, there's my information. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Diana. It's amazing because this work of yours make us come back to the very center of the issue here, the people at the center of all our endeavors, and the human factor at the center of this. Our great friend Taleb Rifai, he said that any kind of business we have is just our main business to make the life of people like better and improve the quality of their life. So this is what you are proposing, and it is quite amazing. Thank you very much for your your work, and I'm going to introduce another amazing project of the IIPT, namely Gail Personage, President of the IIPT Australia. So Gail.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Sydney. Okay, let's get straight into it. I haven't done this one before, so it should be terrific. Let me just get it up for us. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Okay, I want to go straight and look for the way ahead as Lou's theme for our program for today. And we want to, in Australia, to continue the mission of IIPT. And the core elements, I believe, is building the culture of peace through tourism, and that every visitor and host is an ambassador for peace. So we have a 3-point plan for the way ahead for 2021. And the 3 identified areas. We want to continue our collaboration with the University of Technology in Sydney for the IIPT UTS Student Peace Ambassador Award. The Olive Peace Route, in conjunction with IIPT and the Olive Peace Parks. This is in fact not in Australia, but in Turkey. And I'll elaborate on that a bit late in a few minutes. And the third point is our 20th anniversary of the Australian chapter. So the Student Peace Ambassador Award, we have been collaborating with the University of Technology in Sydney, and we want to recognise a student who is in the business, who undertakes a business degree in marketing with an appropriate essay on tourism and peace. Now, some of the things in the past, we have had a standalone award. The importance of this collaboration with the UTS is this is now part of their course. It is part of their overall assessment. So in their assessment criteria, one of the topics will be an essay. It will be on peace and tourism, sustainability, responsibility. Now, the top 5 essays will be submitted to a panel that we will put together of industry people and IIPT collaborators. And the award will be agreed upon the top 5 marked essays. And we will be looking for their goals and expansion on sustainability, responsibility, and peace in tourism. Our second project is, in fact, working with Turkey. Now, the IIPT is working with Sevil Oran Konakci. She is the creator and owner of the concept of the Olive Peace Route. And I was very interested to see in the previous presentations several references to the olive tree, the olive plant, as historically a symbol of peace and a major focal point in Turkey and the Mediterranean. So the target project is to have a travel route, or more precisely a trekking route, which incorporates the archaeological and current olive tree locations and plantations, with the emphasis on the locations in Turkey of Izmir and Ula, and Çanakkale and Gallipoli. And along this trekking route, we intend to have the IIPT Olive Peace Parks as focal points along the route. So why are we doing this? We believe this sort of concept will inject more knowledge and respect for the past and the future, and attract a new generation of travellers, which will help translate to a more productive and peaceful existence. Our third project, our 20th anniversary, who doesn't like a party? And we are already underway with the Governor of the state of New South Wales and her administration for an appropriate event to be held in Government House with Her Excellency as our VIP guest. At the same time, we are going to organise, hope to have a symposium, and we are working with our industry colleagues and our media friends for an agreed and hopefully sponsored event, because as we know, we are a not-for-profit organisation and doing things on very little money. We need the benefit of sponsors and benefactors. We have designated the 21st of September 2021, and this will coincide with the United Nations World Peace Day, and we will have that as our dedicated anniversary date. So in focusing on our 3-point plan for the future, the Student Peace Award, we focus on the youth and in particular through the academic world because we want to embed into the youth and the future leaders the importance of factoring peace into the tourism of industry. The industry is not just about money, it's not just about commerce, but it is a social responsibility and in fact a social justice responsibility. So we believe using the youth and the future leaders will help us in that plan. The continuing of Peace Park initiatives and invitations. Locally in Australia, we only have 3 peace parks at the moment. I'm hoping also for a 4th one, which we were in discussions in Perth in Western Australia to have a joint legacy program with the World Indigenous Tourism Alliance, which were to have their World Summit in 2020, but of course that was postponed or cancelled due to COVID. It has been rescheduled for next year, 2021, and we hope to resurrect that initiative, and fingers crossed we hope to have that. And the symposium and the anniversary celebrations is the ongoing awareness of IIPT. We hope to demonstrate through these practical examples and continuing the objective of fostering and facilitating initiatives which contribute to sustainable and responsible tourism and how travel promotes peace. So thank you, everybody. It's either very late in the afternoon or evening for you. It was my turn to get up very, very early at 4 a.m. to be on board this morning. Absolutely my pleasure. And let's look ahead as well as remembering our past. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gael. Well, once again, congratulations for this work you are doing with university and the students. I work in the university too, and I know I was there, guest of one of your award ceremony. So yeah, amazing job. Thank you very much. Now it was supposed to be the time to listen to Reza Soltani, but Reza, unfortunately, IPT Image and Communication is responsible for the image and communication. But unfortunately, for technical problem, he could not be with us. He was here in the beginning, but then he had some technical problems. I would just to mention that Reza right now, and as a future project, is committed to create peace tours in Hiroshima, Chernobyl, and Korea. So this is what he's doing right now. Anyway, thank you, Reza. Also, another person, I talk with Reza also almost every day. We work a lot together, and for sure he's another quite important person for the International Institute for Peace Tourism. So I would close this this round before the discussion. Lou, I see. I don't know if you want to say something before my presentation.
Please unmute yourself, Lou.
There we go. Yes, there's just one thing I'd like to mention that Gail reminded me of as she talked about the connections between Australia, and actually it's Australia and New Zealand and Turkey. It reminds me of our conference in South Africa in 2013. We had Naomi King there, sister-in-law of Martin Luther King. We had the granddaughter of Nelson Mandela. It was a beautiful, beautiful symposium. Taleb was there with David Scalzill giving keynote addresses, but particularly moving was a joint presentation by two presidents of Skoll International, Nigel Pilkington and Saleh Chene. Nigel is from New Zealand and Saleh is from Turkey. And the two of them, talking about peace through tourism, reminisced about how their grandfathers fought one another in World War I. And here we are, two grandsons talking about peace through tourism together at one of our conferences. That's one of my great memories in this 35-year journey. Taleb, I don't know if you'd like to say a few words in closing, but I'd like to thank everyone for what they're doing and for your contributions to the Peace Through Tourism movement, and for all that we'll do in 2021 to make this one of our best years ever.
Thank you. Lou, just a moment. Before the final remarks of Taleb, I'm going to do my presentation. I think that it's better Taleb having the final remarks, and then
yes, of course,
and then you. Okay. Perfect. So I'm working in the last 4 years after a meeting with Lou in London as an ambassador at large of the International Institute for Peace to Tourism and special envoy to Iran. So this connection with Middle East, and so briefly, it's going to be difficult to be brief because, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are going to have several challenges. The good note is that, as you can see here, even from the point of view of the academy, this is a work that I published this year, and this and the other one is a book that starting to be promoted today by a colleague of mine. So as you can see, there is this evolution of the idea of tourism, and as ambassador of the IPT, obviously this is a great shift in the paradigm, and something I rely on. There is the new literature on tourism and tourism management. Now, then, when we go on the ground, it's more difficult. It's more difficult, and I have to say, my journey with the IPT, with this wonderful family, is being amazing, and it's being quite challenging, and every day more. As I was saying in the beginning, yes, many challenges, new kind of conflict now, also due to the new socio-economic situation after the COVID, but also for the emergence of and the raising of new kind of the conflict from interstate to interstate conflict, and this make our work, in my opinion and from my point of view, more difficult, and I will explain you why. As a special envoy to Iran, I founded the Iran chapter. Here you have. And before explaining you what I'm going to do there in the future, I would like just some picture in the meantime. Why it's being difficult, and why our work is going to be difficult. Don, in the beginning, talk about his project with in Jordan with the Syrian refugees. Now, I have to tell you something. I'm amazed to work with Iran, but something happened quite recently that made me reflect a lot. about difficulties of our work. I will adore to stay in contact with Don because of his project. And why? There is a geopolitical situation there that is quite complicated. And who make me note this is a person that is quite important to me, and make me understand how difficult is our work. Iran right now is, we talk about war, but we also talk about proxy war. And Iran right now is in conflict with Syria, even if not officially, let's say, but together with Russia, and Iran is actually bombing Syria. This is our challenge, how to go beyond this, because people of Syria don't want to hear about Iranian eventually, but we work with them. So how to go beyond all this? This is our challenge. I think that this is one of our challenge, because I had in these last years the opportunity to work with the Iranian, great community, great population. I have the opportunity to work with all the people in the Middle East. All of them, they're great people. But the situation is quite complicated. And we have a very important role in this. In Iran, I work with several institutions, private sector and public sector. In particular, I have a strong relation with the municipality of Tehran, with many universities, of course, and with this the Museum of the Holy Defense in Tehran. We already developed many important, also with the help of Riza and with the help of the crew there in Iran, many important projects. What about the future? We already developed some minor activities. Of course, the situation, like for all of you, is difficult due to the COVID, to the social distancing, etc. But we developed some, let's say, minor activities like this, minor in terms of logistic and in terms of organization, like this, debates, webinars. But what I'm planning together with the crew there is something that I had in mind in the last 2 years, and want to be a major activity to raise awareness about, first, the message of the IPT, and second, being a message of peace in general that involve, as Diana was saying, all the community. What is this idea? The idea is the proximity of the International Day of Peace with the International Day of Tourism, the World Tourism Day. So the idea is to link these 2 days, 21 to 27, with and I thought at the time about an imaginary bridge. But then at a certain point, while I was in Tehran, I was here on the Tabiat Bridge, which is a wonderful structure, and that link the city with the nature, with the huge park. And I talked with Riza, and I think I was with Riza actually that day there, and I talked with him, and I say, we are going to have the Tourism and Peace Festival here, because this is the bridge between the 21 of September and the 27. So this is how the idea was born. And so this is not only an imaginary bridge, but it's going to be a symbolic bridge, the organization of the festival on the bridge. Well, yeah, the bridge is in the north part of Tehran, and is a very important public space. And as you can see, is perfect to host an event of a week like the Tourism and Peace Tourism and Peace Festival. In particular, in the spring and in the summer, but every day, really, the bridge is full of people, as you can see. Yeah, this is the main idea for the future. It's going to be difficult because in Middle East, both as ambassador and special envoy, and now as a founder of the IIPT, of course, as I was saying before, there are some, we need to be quite diplomatic when we work there. And so will be very important, the transparency will be very important, the support of all the people and the public and sector, the private sector. And eventually tonight, I thought that I would like to involve Don, that is working with Syria and the Syrian refugees with this project, exactly to go beyond what is happening right now between governments, but we go beyond the message of the governments. It is a message of raising walls, promoting hatred. We go beyond this. I think that the main message of the IIPT is exactly this: is the encounter between people. It's something that is more pure. So I think I would really like officially to invite Don to work together on this. So that's it. I'm not going to steal more time. This is the idea for the future. We have also three students from University Roma 3 that are going to make a work kind of so far so good. They are going to develop a report, a monography on the IIPT. So yes, it's going to be an international internship, but this is the main idea for the future. So thank you very much for the attention and for the time. Lou, and then Taleb. Thank you.
That's beautiful. That's a very ambitious project, and I wish you success with it. Your comments about going beyond governments and so on reminds me of something President Eisenhower said when he was president of the United States. People of the world want peace so much that one of these days politicians and governments are going to have to get out of the way and let them have it. Your project is a beautiful expression of that, and it ties very nicely with what Don is doing in Jordan. I'd like to thank everyone for your enthusiasm, your support in making peace through tourism something real, something on the ground that is making a difference, and all that you plan to do for 2021. And Taleb, thank you again for your support and being there for us to help show us the way and to help bring linkages for us that support our efforts. Taleb, I pass it over to you. Thanks very much, Fabio, for a great job moderating, and thanks everyone for your participation.
Thank you so much, Lou. Thanks, everybody. I listened very carefully to all what was said. My comments will be divided into two parts. Part number one is a follow-up from what Fabio has just said, go beyond governments. I personally have been very much involved with North Korea, Iran, Cuba, Syria, all the governments that the world doesn't like nowadays for some reason or another. At the end of the day, it's the people that matter. It's the people of these countries that matter. And in these countries, the people are wonderful people all over. In North Korea, for example, I went there 2 times. I even met with President Kim there. I don't pass any judgment on anybody. That includes Syria and Bashar Assad. I'm from Jordan, and I know how much Syrians have suffered from the relationship between Syria and Jordan and from Bashar Assad. But it's not a political issue here. This is something that we should all work together to bring the people of the world together. I thank you for bringing a quote from Dwight Eisenhower. I think it's a very good quote. I think we need to go beyond governments. We need to connect people together. The more people visit North Korea, the more the changes happen in North Korea. The more people visit Iran, the faster the changes will happen in Iran. And these changes are always going to be for the better. Because as I said, people rubbing shoulders, people connecting with each other always creates a better world. This is my first comment. My second comment is about sustainability. You all touched on sustainability. What is sustainability? Sustainability is to sustain life on Earth. It's not just about the environment, as important as it is. It's economic sustainability, social sustainability, political sustainability, and environmental sustainability. I therefore want us to focus more on social and economic sustainability. I think I want to recognize Paul Rogers here with us. Paul, thank you for being with us, Paul. Paul is leading a project called Planet Happiness, which is also about happiness. Happiness is a base for world peace, because when people are satisfied, people are better people. And he came up with a statement I liked very much. A place that is not good for its people is not good for its visitors. And a place must be pleasant for its own people first. Then it becomes good for its visitors. The people must be happy to be able to receive visitors. You can't just impose visitors on people as if they're coming from another planet, from Mars on the Earth. I think we should lower the walls between the local community and the visitors. I worked 20 years in tourism. I don't give a damn about tourism. What I care about is what tourism does to people, to their lives. It's much more important than anything else. So the local communities and the connection between the visitors and the local community is a very, very important element here. We need to make sure that the concept of corporate social responsibility moves from the concept of share your money on paying your dues, as if I have to pay this money as a tax and I pay it. My conscience is clear. You have to share your business, not your capital, not your money. Sharing your business means to try and make the businesses, encourage them to work more with the local community. Any enterprise, any investment that buys from the local community is a better investment. And the local community wants to protect it and defend it rather than want to resent it. I have been in a city in South India where the community around it was gathering around the 5-star hotel over there. And overnight they ran over that hotel and burned it down to fire because they could not accept the fact that rich people are coming there to enjoy their country where they can't even come close to the standards of living. That's not right. People may be accepting today that investments are creating jobs for them, but their children and grandchildren will never be satisfied serving the rich people of the world to go back to their homes to find the difference in their lifestyle and their life standards. It's a very, very important piece and column for peace. I've listened very carefully to all the experiments from Greece to South Africa, to Australia, to Turkey, Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is a good basin for us to focus on. There is something called the Mediterranean Tourism Foundation, which I'm a member of their board of trustees. I think the MTF is an organization we must extend our arms to, because if we have peace around the Mediterranean, we have peace around the world. Southern Europe, Northern Africa, and the East, Middle East are three pillars of very important pillars for peace. I think we should concentrate on the Mediterranean more. Another area of concentration in South Africa. I'm very happy that we are working in South Africa much more now than before. South Africa, we should promote Mandela, not just the parks. When I went to South Africa, I went to the islands where he was imprisoned. I went to his jail. I read his story. I learned so much. We talk about India, we should talk about Gandhi. These are the symbols that we should talk about, not just the cultural and the natural heritage of the place. So, in short, I want to focus on these two things. First of all, the political issue, not to take sides with any government or become judges of government, because governments come and go, people stay. At the end of the day, we should work beyond governments. Thank you, Fabio, for your very excellent connection with Iran. Secondly, the issue of sustainability. We should focus on social and economic sustainability. Thank you so much. I've learned so much today, and I'm very proud to be part of this family. Gail, thank you so much for all what you're doing. Diane, everybody, thank you. Paul, Lou, Fabio, all of you are wonderful people. Take care. Happy New Year. I'm sure 2021 is going to be a better year, much better than the one before, the one we're living in, saying goodbye to. Say,
thank you,
have
Taleb.
a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Taleb.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
guys. If you just stay one more second on it, and I wanted to also thank everyone for participating to a very long but very interesting session today. And we're proud to have Peace to Tourism also part of our World Tourism Network family, and that's what we're celebrating this month, is the launch for World Tourism Network. And we will end the celebration for this month with a very, very special event organized by Marisar. She is affiliated with the World Federation of Tourist Guide Association, and that is tomorrow morning. And I just wanted to give her 1 second to introduce her event tomorrow morning, because I think it's something everyone should hopefully be able to attend. Go ahead.
Tomorrow morning, what time?
It's tomorrow at 10 o'clock
time?
Hawaii time, what would make it like 8 p.m. London time, or 9 p.m. where you are, Taleb.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. London time, right?
Yes.
Right.
But Marisa,
Thank
you just like 1 minute, explain what is on the program tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm Mary Cardonato calling in from Washington, D.C., and I want to invite all of you tomorrow for a pre-Happy New Year celebration with tourist guides around the world. If you see my virtual background, it has all the countries that we are going to represent as tourist guides. If you can see that, all the countries, we'll have 7 countries represented by guides of those countries who will come to talk about challenges and what we did, resolutions, and then hopes, dreams, and miracles for 2021. So join us. We're going to have a party. Bring your pots and pans, because we're going to receive the new year with a bang. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone again. Go to WTN.travel, click on upcoming event, and you can register. If you are not a member yet of WTN, please become a member. Go also WTN.travel and click on join. And again, Louis, congratulations to 35 years of hard work. Congratulations everyone who is involved in IIPT.
Thank you, Louis. Thanks for all your efforts.
Thank you. Okay, you have a good day. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.